The Suta Goswami said, when Parikshit Maharaj inquired from Shukadeva Goswami, the most powerful saintly person began describing the pastimes of the Lord's incarnation as a fish. Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, for the sake of protecting the cows, brahmanas, demigod devotees, the Vedic literature, religious principles to fulfill the purpose of life, the Supreme Personality Godhead accepts the form of incarnations. ये काम कर रहा है बहुत टाइम हो गया यूज हुआ क्या क्या काम नहीं कर रहा ठंडा हो गया ये पूरा ये तो पूरा ठंडा हो गया इतना दिन यूज नहीं किया ना खराब हो जाता तो ये भी गया वो भी गया छोड़ो चलो कितना 5 मिनट 10 मिनट चलो अरे पढ़ दो पढ़ो
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, General. The Supreme Personality of Godhead generally appears in various types of incarnations to give protection to the cows and brahmanas. The Lord is described as Go Brahmana Hitayacha. In other words, he is always eager to benefit the cows and brahmanas. When Lord Krishna appeared, he purposefully became a cowherd boy and showed personally how to give protection to the cows and cows. Similarly, he showed respect to Sudama Vipra, a real Brahmana. From the Lord's personal activities, human society should learn how to give protection specifically to Brahmanas and cows. Then the protection of religious principles, fulfillment of the aim of life, and protection of Vedic knowledge can be achieved. Without protection of cows, Brahminical culture cannot be maintained. And without Brahminical culture, the aim of life cannot be fulfilled. The Lord therefore is described as Go Brahmana Hikaya, because his incarnation is only for the protection of the cows and Brahmanas. Unfortunately, because in Kali Yuga, there is no protection of the cows and Brahminical culture, everything is in precarious position. If human society wants to be exalted, the leaders of society must follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and give protection to the cows, the Brahmanas, and Brahminical culture.
Like the air passing the different types of atmosphere, the Supreme Personality Godhead, although appearing sometimes as a human being, sometimes as a lower animal, is always transcendental because it is above the material modes of nature, is unaffected by higher and lower forms.
Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of the material nature. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Sarvisuryate Satcharacharam. Therefore, being the supreme controller of the laws of nature, the Lord cannot be under their influence. An example given in this regard is that although the wind blows through many places, the air is not affected by the qualities of these places. Although the air sometimes carries the odor the air sometimes carries the odor of a filthy place, the air has nothing to do with such a place. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being all good and all auspicious, is never affected by the material qualities of an ordinary living entity. Purusha Prakriti Stoti Gumte Prakriti Jar Gunan. When the living entity is in the material nature, it is affected by its qualities. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is not affected. Disrespectfully, one who does not know this considers the Supreme Personality of Godhead an ordinary living entity. Avajanti Mahmuda Parambhav Ajanantaha. Such a conclusion is reached by the unintelligent because they are unaware of the transcendental qualities of the Lord.
O King Parikshit, the end of the past millennium, the end of the Brahma's day, because Lord Brahma sleeps. During the night, annihilation took place and the three worlds were covered by the water of the ocean. At the end of Brahma's day, when Brahma felt sleepy and desired to lie down, the Vedas emanated from his mouth, and the great demon named Hayagriva stole the Vedic knowledge. Understanding the acts of the great demon Hayagriva, the Supreme Personality Godhead Hari, which is full of opulences, assumed the form of fish and saved the Vedas by killing the demon. Because everything was inundated with water, to save the Vedas, it was necessary for the Lord to assume the form of a fish. During the Chaksha Manvantara, there was a great king named Satyavrata who was a great devotee of Supreme Personality Godhead. Satyavrata performed austerities of subsisting only on water.
Purport. The Lord assumed one fish incarnation to save the Vedas at the beginning of the Swayambhuva Manvantara, and that at the end of the Chakshusha Manvantara, the Lord again assumed the form of a fish, just to favor the great king named Satyavrata. As there were two incarnations of Varaha, there were also two incarnations of fish. The Lord appeared as one fish incarnation to save the Vedas by killing Hayagriva, and he assumed the other fish incarnation to show favor to King Satyavrata.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshumalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Vimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Nahamine. Namaste Sarasate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda He Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Eighth Canto, Chapter 24, Shloka 1. Hare Krishna. Shri Rajo Vacha. Eighth Canto, Chapter 24, Text 1. Shri Rajo Vacha. Bhagavan Shotam Ichchami. Harer Adbhuta Karmanaha. Avatara Katham Adyam. Mayamasya Vidammanam. Maharaj Parikshit, the Supreme Personality Godhead Hari, eternally situated in the transcendental position, yet he descended in this world and manifested himself in various incarnations. His first incarnation, that of a fish. O most powerful Shukadeva Goswami, I wish to hear about you, the pastimes of the fish incarnation. So why did Lord appear as a fish? He's very keen to know. Generally, we are keen about so many material things. But when the heart is purified, you want to know about the Lord's pastime. You see, he's so untiring. He was enjoying hearing the pastimes of Vamandeva, but he's not exhausted. Then now tell me about the fish incarnation. I want to hear. Chushusho Saddadhanasya. With the eagerness to hear, Prabhupada says, is the first qualification to enter the spiritual world. If you want to enter the spiritual world, the first qualification is eager to hear. In spiritual world also nothing else is happening. Everybody is enjoying hearing, chanting, dancing. In Navavidha Bhakti, Shravanam is the first criteria. And the Shravanam is, if that is in place, other 8 angas of bhakti will easily develop. So we are all hearing, but of the subject matter of hearing, we have to change. So Parikshit Maharaj is a very pure soul. He is very eager for spiritual development. Shotavyadini Rajendra Ninam Santim Shahasha Shaha Apashatam Atma Tattvam Griheshu Grihimedina. So many million subject matters are there for hearing. For a person who is not interested in spiritual life, he has millions of subject matter for hearing because he is not conscious of the goal of life. So here in the situation of Parikshit Maharaj, he is very eager for spiritual development. Therefore, he just heard about Vamandeva Leela. He's saying, now I want to hear about fish. So enthusiastic. Can you tell me? I want to hear about fish. That massive fish. It's not that he doesn't know, he already knows about the pastime, but he wants to hear it from an authority. Because pastimes of the Lord are so pleasing to hear. And devotees, in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Machchita mata gata prana bodhayastas parasparam kathayantas cha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. He says, my great devotees, they take such pleasure in hearing about me. Machchita matagata prana, they have given their life to me. Their prana is given to me. Bodhayastas parasparam, they're always talking about me. And in this way, they pass their time. Kathayantas chamam nityam. All their time they pass like this. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. And they take great pleasure in that. So when we come to the platform of discussing Krishna's pastime with great pleasure, we have a hope in spiritual life. We have a hope once we develop taste in discussing Krishna Leela, that pleasure of hearing about Krishna Leela, it's in the domain of Yogamaya. And when we are enjoying hearing Krishna Leela, tons and tons of Papa Karma is getting washed away. So Matsya incarnation is a very wonderful incarnation. Lord could have directly come, but he wanted to have some fun. He came as a small fish in the river where Satyavrata was taking bath. Ocean or river? The river. Okay. And then what happened? He had a small kamandalu to collect water, small pot. You know, when you go to the river, you collect some water for puja. And the Lord came with a small fish. He threw it aside. So again he collected water. The Lord again jumped inside the pot. He's just having fun. Krishna is having fun. And then he did it 3 times. And again he was throwing it away. Then he appealed. You know, he spoke. As a fish, he spoke. Why are you throwing me? Give me shelter. So Satyavata is in the mood of a king. Yes, I'll give you shelter. So he gives shelter to the small fish and brings it home to the palace. And the fish immediately fills the size of the pot. And he appeals to the king. Place is too small. They said, okay. He throws it into the well. And within a minute, it fills the full well. So Satyavrata thinks now what to do. So he picks it up and, he has a king. He has many people. They pick up the big fish and throw it into the lake. And it covers the full lake in no time. And then it tells the king, it's too small a place where you kept me. So then Satyavrata gets a whole big fish picked up and throws back into the ocean. But again, it covers the ocean miles. And Satyavrata now realizes, my Lord has come. He's a great devotee. And Lord was having just some fun. And then Satyavrata says, my Lord, you have come, for what purpose you have come? For Lord doesn't do anything without a purpose. He said, yes, the purpose is there is going to be a great inundation now. And in this great flood, everything is inundated. So what you should do, you should, they talk about, there will be global warming, the oceans will rise. Yes, 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 it is all part of the plan of the Lord. And then what happens was that, but not plan of the Lord in the sense any time the Lord can do. For the Lord, it's not difficult to organize anything. Anything can be organized. It says the sun heats up and all the water vaporizes, and then there is rain and there is total inundation. Pralaya. Even science agrees today that a sun sometimes can heat up to that 12 times the power. Everything will be burned. And then there is rain. Everything is inundated. So anyway, it does happen sometimes. So there is inundation which is forecasted by the Lord, which is going to happen within a week. And he says, Satyavrata, you take a boat and great sages in it. Put great sages in it. And one sample of all the living entities. Oh, scientific. Huh? Yeah. All the living entities he gets. It's a big boat. He cannot get everybody, but he gets few. I'm just trying to understand what he has to do. Suppose we have a situation like this, what are you going to do? You have to take all the living entities. You cannot take everybody. First, you will take the sages, most important. And Jamavan was also there in it. He's enjoyed all the pastimes of the Lord. And apart from that, he took other species also. Because after inundation, he has to come back and repopulate. Correct. If you have a situation like this, you'll have to plan. You have to take your coconut, one seed, you have to take one, everything you have to take. All the seeds you have to keep. At least in seed form, you have to take the plants. And you'll have to do something. I mean, you have to really intelligent. He had to plan. He had 1 week to plan. Anyway, so he planned and then he was there. I think similar as pastime is there in Christian literature also about. There's a talk about a boat, but not explained with the Satyavrata pastime. So the fish incarnation is mentioned 2 times. One time the fish incarnation came when Lord Brahma, Shri Radha Govinda ki, when Lord Brahma was once woke up from sleep, and the Vedas personified came out from his mouth, just like Vidu Jabai. And a demon called Hayagriva stole and ran away. And at that time, the Lord took incarnation of the fish to save the Vedas and give it back to Brahma. And this is the second time, but the Lord came to Satyavrata to personally protect him. And this incarnation, the Lord took a huge form of the fish. And he came to the shore of ocean, as he had told the king Satyavrata. Satyavrata had already loaded the boat. So he put, I think the rope was Vasuki. Generally, Vasuki is used as a rope. I was thinking why they use snake as a rope. Because it's elastic. Shock absorber. Anyway, since Vasuki is many times used, he is used in Samudra Manthan also. It's quite long. You imagine you are having a mountain covered like that, and how big the snake should be. So anyway, he ties his boat to the fish incarnation by Vasuki. Matsya Avatar. And he travels in the ocean of inundation. And when he's traveling, he asks questions to the Lord. And the Lord within his heart gave replies to that. Correct? It's within the heart. And then it is recorded. Amazing thing is it's recorded, the discussion. Even in the ocean inundation, they're having good time. They're hearing about the Lord's pastime. They're hearing about Krishna Tattva. So he keeps hearing with pleasure about Krishna consciousness from the Supreme Lord directly. Other thing mentioned here, a very important thing, that even though the Lord incarnated as a fish, he still remains glorious. Because it is said the fish form is always full of fear. Fear. In the development of the species, it is given the lowest category. Jalajanava lakshani stavara lakshya vimshati karmayo rudra sankaya pakshinan dasha lakshanan. The lowest is the fish. It's considered the most abominable form. But still, because the Lord had it, his form is spiritual. Fish form is full of fear. Because another fish just comes, opens the mouth and swallows you. We can just think about how fearful the existence will be. In the water, mostly deep inside water, no sunlight, and big fishes are roaming to swallow anybody. The big whales, when they open their mouth, tons and tons they swallow. So very fearful life. Therefore, it is considered abominable. But the Lord having fish form is still totally transcendental. He is Sachidananda Vigraha. Is one of the important incarnations of the Lord. Matsya, Kurma. Matsya is one of the incarnations. So even though the Lord takes form of the fish, he is still transcendental. And he's able to educate Satyavrata in spiritual knowledge. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shrimad Bhagavatam ki. ठीक है, आ गया. What happened? Get one extra dustbin. No, sort. Buy one more dustbin. Sort it out. Dustbin, form some cover or something. Don't disturb. Anybody, don't disturb. Find a solution. Uh, find some solution. Find some solution. If you need it, buy more dustbins. Find some solution. Buy more dustbins. Yeah, buy more dustbins. Size in your control. Don't speak all this nonsense. They don't take. Why you speak all this? Why you cast people into some picture? Why you cast people into some picture? Huh? Get more dustbins, sort it out.